servers. But yeah. All right. Well, we're a little late getting started, and we got a few people here, so I'm going to go ahead and get rolling. So, as most of you know, when at the end of last year on December 29th, Google finalized their latest update, the Nexus update, and it was massive. It was just totally detrimental to many websites. Completely changed how the search algorithms worked, and the about 6 months ago, they rolled out an algorithm utilizing AI. Thanks for the follow. And so the Nexus is using AI. I'm good. Okay, thanks. The premise of this new update that just turned everything upside down was that now, where in the past everything pretty much looked at the website, and the links going to it and the content of the post and everything. Now, for the first time really ever, the search engines are looking at the author of the post instead of just the post. And this changes everything, because now they want to know that the author is a real person. They're looking at the author first. They're still looking at the post. They're still looking at the website, but they're looking at the author. And because they want to know if the author, is a human. Was the post written by a human? Yeah, you can use AI, but you can't just take AI, copy paste, put it in there, and you're done. You can use it, but you have to be involved in it. You have to edit it. It still has to be your voice. Okay. So it very much integrates into, you have traditional search, you have voice search, you have AI search, which in the past, so many people really don't understand those things. And where they've all just been, scratching their heads trying to figure it out. Let me try to break that down to you. Because in traditional search, somebody sits down at their, device, they enter in a search query, and you get a list of searches. And in traditional search, people are trying to rank for a position, okay? And this is where SEO, search engine optimization, comes in, because you're doing all this work to try to get a position. You're trying to get a website to get a position, okay? And that's what's been done for decades. And Google hates that. Hate it. Because Google knows that when you, the person coming to do a search, you're not looking for what Google refers to as the blue link. You're not looking for a static link. You're looking for information. You're looking for answers. And so they realize that fewer and fewer people are doing that traditional search. more and more is AI search. If you're sitting at a device, more than likely, instead of Google, you're using Google Gemini or ChatGPT or Grok, something like that, which does not look at websites anywhere near the same way that traditional Google did, where the things that you would do with your keywords and your links could get you to show up for a position, okay? Your AI is looking at a much broader spectrum. AI is looking at interactions, how many times it's mentioned, authority. This word authority is going to come back again and again, okay? Because there are a number of things that determine authority, but AI, big time in looking at authority. For something to come up in AI search, it has to have authority. And the fact that you've got backlinks, AI doesn't give a shit. They don't care. It means nothing to AI. So what about voice search? When somebody is on their device or they're walking past, they're I'm not going to say it because it's going to take off, but the one owned by Amazon, or they're in their car. I mean, there's so many so many ways to do voice search now. And you do a voice search, which the majority of times now when somebody is out actively getting ready to spend money, I think it's like 57% of the time when they're getting ready to engage and spend money, those searches are done by voice now. When you do a voice search, that device, hell no, it's not looking for a position. It is looking for either you'll notice sometimes Google will give one thing that identifies as, okay, this is the one. It's off to the side. It's got a massive thing. It's not just a listing. But it's looking for, the whatever is dominating the conversation. Okay. Not looking for first position. It's looking for dominance. Whatever dominates the conversation is what it's going to give back to you. So if you have the featured position, not paid, but featured, because Google has said, yeah, on this topic, this is the only one you want to listen to, or you can see clearly that you dominate the topic, then that is what voice is going to get back to you. So when we get back to this topic of authority, how do you accomplish this in authority? Because this is what Nexus was looking at. When Nexus looks at the person writing the article in determining if you're real, okay, they look at IP addresses, which is identifying, where it was posted from, because they can tell, when you post it from work, from home, from your phone, or the Fiverr guy that you hired in Bangladesh, they can tell. They can tell if your marketing firm did it, from across town, and they've got 50 other people doing it and doing, 50 other companies that they're posting for. Okay. They can tell. And because these search engines read all of your emails, they read all of your social media posts, they listen to all your conversations, they know your voice. So they know when you post something, when you do an article on your website, they know if it's you or not. They know if it's you. They know if it's AI. They know if you hired somebody to do it. They know if it's you. And so this is why when you do a post, they look at all of your, they read your emails, they look at all of the social media channels that you've got connected. That's why it's important to have your social media channels connected to your website. Okay. Because if you don't, then this is just a random post. They don't know who it is. They're not going to show it to anybody. And this helps determine if it's real. But, you're just one of many. And let's say, you hire a marketing firm and, they're out there and they're posting a whole bunch of different companies and, they're not going to rank as good as you because it's not your voice. And they're posting for a whole bunch of people. And Google knows, they don't give a shit. It's not you. You hire somebody from Bangladesh, Google knows they don't care. They just want the money. But here's the thing that really trumps it all. And this is what is crazy. Because when Nexus came out and all these sites lost traffic, all of my sites jumped. Not just the sites that I own, but the sites that I work on. Because Google could recognize not only the work that I do, but they could see my IP address. Everything's connected to me. And I'm like, why? What's the difference? And I start digging into it and I'm like, and I figured it out. Because I have something more than just websites, social media, and a bunch of postings out there. I have a bunch of published books with ISBN numbers. You can buy them on my websites. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them at Books A Million, Barnes and Nobles, and bookstores all around the world. So Google sees that, all connected to the work that I do, and Google says, hey, not only is he real, he's somebody that's an authority on a whole bunch of topics. He's somebody we want people to see. So we're going to push his stuff way above everybody else. And I'm like, how cool is this? That when in an age when people are saying, if you're not 100% digital, you're dead, Google is saying, if you're in print, you trump everybody. I mean, that is just as stupid as shit. That just, to me, that's the craziest thing ever. But it kind of, I began to see this probably 10 years ago as people were just in general marketing, when people were moving away from print marketing in general, and doing more and more digital. Because I got to admit, digital marketing is still by far the highest return on investment. But as everybody was leaving print, print began to become more effective. Because where in the past, like in the 80s and the 90s, everybody was doing print. They were doing mailings and handouts because that's what there was. Well, now nobody does it because they're like, it's too hard. It's too expensive. It's too much work. And so most of the print work that you see now, It's lazy. I'm just being honest. Most of the print work that you get in the mail is junk. I can pick it up. I don't even have to open it. I get it in my hand and I can tell you it's junk mail. I don't even read it. Throw it away because it's not done right. Because the people that are doing it, they're wasting their money because they don't even know how to do mailings properly. This is why, but there's not nearly as much as there used to be. Print marketing now is so much more effective than it used to be because there's not as much of it. It's a better opportunity in print than ever before. I know a real estate broker that his biggest marketing that he does is a print technique. It is so simple. That is all he does, and he dominates his market. Dominates it. And I'm telling you, this guy is living it, man. And here's the thing, it is not that hard for you yourself to get that print edge. There's a couple different ways. Okay. Number one, obviously in direct sales, you should consider adding print. I mean, your business cards, the business cards are cheap. Okay. But don't do a business card like everybody else. Spend the money to get a business card that's better than anybody else's, period. But there are several things that you can be doing in print that nobody else is doing and do them right. There's strategy to it. Talk to me about that. That's another thing. Okay. Don't throw your money away because if you just do it once, you're going to waste your money. But if you really want to be seen in voice search and AI search, print is something that you really, that print level of authority is something that you need to connect to. If you're happy with just direct search, then you may as well take out an ad in a newspaper because that's where direct search is going. And if that sounds harsh, newspapers have pretty much, when's the last time you actually held a newspaper in your hand? Okay. Well, that is where direct search is going, the same place that newspapers went. Direct search is dying. It is on its way out. Google has been fighting against direct search since the mid-90s. Google hates it. It does not like it. And it's been fighting it since the mid-90s. So if that's where you want to live, then I would say make sure you have an exit plan in place and make sure you have something else on the side because, thanks for the likes, Leslie, because if you're planning on surviving on getting, hey, I'm in the top 3. Good. Time to get out because Google's trying to destroy that. Voice search and AI search are the future. And the ways that you can be seen there, you have to get that level of authority. Okay. And to get that level of authority, the things that Google really looks at they're, you know, they look at connections. You know, you have, you know, um, multiple websites, multiple social media platforms, and you're posting on all of them regularly. And they look at the conversations going on between them, you know. They, you know, because again, they're looking for authority. They want to see that you are a real person, somebody that they want to show for people to see. Okay. Um, you, you look at the age of a website. You know, if it's a brand new website, it's going to take you time. Um, I've, you know, the website that I'm offering some limited pages on right now. I mean, that website's like 12 years old. I don't really do much with the website anymore, but it's because, you know, for several years I was posting, you know, quality articles. I mean, like I used to pay a writer to do like a Florida living article once a month. And those articles are still getting views 10 years later. So that website, you know, I'm still getting 2,000 views a month. Google loves that kind of stuff. So, you know, that's why I'm offering pages there, because for somebody that's just starting out, there's no way you can get that kind of authority. So you can tag onto something like that. Obviously, you can hire somebody like me, because if I'm posting on your website, Google sees that it's me. So my authority on your website boosts the post. The other thing is publish some articles, publish a book. You know, I mean, you know, I have my own publishing firm. So, you know, depending on what you're trying to publish, I mean, it starts at $500. If you can provide me everything ready to publish, and you know, I'm just providing, you know, the ISBN number and all that, you know, I can publish something worldwide at $500. You know, um, it goes up from there, but it just depends on what you're trying to publish. So, but that ISBN number is really what gives you that credibility. And you know, and you're probably saying, "Oh, I can go on Amazon. I can get one for free." Well, you can, but that's only good on Amazon, and Google sees that. It's a it's an ISBN number, but it's different, and Google sees that, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, one of those. It's not the same. It is not the same. Those are not the ISBN numbers that I use. These are real ISBN numbers." So when I tell you I'll publish a book for $500, it's $500 and it's available worldwide, not just on Amazon. So, I mean, it'll be available in any bookseller worldwide, not just an Amazon thing. So a little bit different. Well, a lot different. It'd still be on Amazon, but you know, yeah, a lot different. So, you know, there's, and in the meantime, I mean, you can start making a name for yourself by just, you know, you can write your stuff and, you know, have it available for download. Start selling downloads. Start making a name for yourself. Start doing, you know, publishing press releases. Because I mean, if you start doing some press releases and you get in a magazine or a newspaper or something like that, Google picks that up. They see that. So, I mean, you think, well, that's a newspaper or magazine. Yeah, Google sees it. They absolutely see that. And you just moved up a huge notch because now you've been covered. You know, I mean, I only wish that, all the magazines that I had been published in, a few decades ago were being seen by Google, but though they were not online, they were, it just, it was too far back, Anyway, so I hope this has been helpful to you guys, because I know for most people, it's a paradigm shift. For me, it was a real paradigm shift. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and it I know print is important, but I never would have imagined that print would have become so important in SEO, in online marketing. So, anybody have any questions, comments? You guys are talking so much. It's hard to keep up. I appreciate you guys stopping in, though. Honestly wasn't sure how today would go with all the glitches going on in TikTok, because it's been rough the last couple of days to get anything out on TikTok. But well, if you guys are good, I'm good. I'll see you next week. Thanks for stopping by.